All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakal Quadash. The one to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone taught us this truth. And salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the globe. I'm the brother I will love you from the GMS Chicago branch. Here in Chicago, come back at you with another lesson. Hello, and I hope it be edifying. I'm just basically tell you this lesson. The first death was by water, and the second death will be by fire. Because what did the Lord do, during the times of Noah? He destroyed, everybody, all flesh, but 8 souls, Noah and his wife, Shem, Ham, Japheth, and their wives, you know. So the second death, a lot of these people that's here in America, those are not a part of the elect, different places around the world. A lot of these people is going to be destroyed by that fire, which is that thermonuclear destruction, which is the second death, which is the lake of fire. So I'm going to start at Genesis 6. I'm going to read this out, out the Bible. It says, Genesis chapter 6, I'm going to start at the top. It says, and it came to pass when man began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them. It says that the sons of God sought the daughters of men, and they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. It says it's in the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. It says there were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came into the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which were of old men and renown. Right, this is going into the times, in the times of Noah. So I'm going to continue reading. Verse 5, it says, and God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. It says, and it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and then it grieved him at his heart. It says, and the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for it repented me that I have made them. It says, but Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in all his generations, and Noah walked with God. So I'm going to jump into the point. It says, and Noah begat 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and the earth also was corrupted before God, and the earth was filled with violence, just like we're seeing right now. That's why the Lord is preparing this second death for the wicked, starting with Esau, Edom, the wicked of our people in these other nations. If you're not a part of the elect, the 144,000 to 1/3, you're going to taste of the second death. But what I'm reading right now is going into the first death. The first death, I'm actually finna get into it, went out by water. The Lord has flooded the whole earth and only saved 8 souls. This second death, the Lord is going to destroy this shit. But let's continue. It says, verse 12, it says, and God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And God said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. It says, make thee an ark. It says of gopher wood, room shalt thou make it the ark, and shall pitch it within without with pitch. It says, this is the fashion which thou shalt make the length of the ark. So it's just basically going into ark, but I want you to jump into the point. It says, verse 17, it says, and behold, I do bring a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh wherein the breath of life from under heaven, and everything that is in the earth shall die. Right, this is talking about the first death, which is the flood. It says, but with thee will I establish my covenant, and thou shalt come unto the ark, thou and thy sons, and thy wife, and thy sons' wives with thee. And of every living thing of all flesh, 2 of every sort shalt thou bring into the ark, to keep them alive with thee. They shall be male and female. It says, this is just basically going into the to the first step, which is the flood. So I'm gonna just just jump into some precepts. I just wanted to read that out of the Bible. The Spirit was on me just to read that out the Bible, but just to say, we're living in the same times as Noah. The first death, was the flood. A lot of these people, were destroyed by the flood, except 8 souls. And the second death is upon us. You know, the second death is upon us, which is fire, which you see I have pulled up on the screen right here. We're living in the same times of Noah right now. You have a lot of these people, mocking us. When we telling them that this place is going to be destroyed by fire, they look at us like we're crazy. Compared to the first death, a lot of the people didn't believe it because Noah said it was going to rain, and what ended up happening? The Lord ended up flooding the earth. And we tell these people, they see the nuclear missiles being made, which is going to be a byproduct of the second death. We a lot of these people seeing the nuclear missiles getting made, but they still look at us like we're crazy. But that's ultimately what's going to happen. The second death is those thermonuclear missiles, which is the lake of fire. It's the book of Isaiah 34:4. It says, "And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved." It says, "And the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll." Going back to the picture, this is the scroll right here, which is that mushroom cloud. You know, shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down, as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. Right, talking about those thermonuclear missiles. Because on that missile you have what at the top of the missile you have the warhead, and the warhead is the one that's gonna unleash that fire, and that's gonna burn these people up. The spirit of the Lord is gonna be in these missiles, because I believe in Revelations how it talks about 2 million missiles are gonna fall upon this place. So the Lord is finna do overkill to this place. The Lord is finna make sure America is completely annihilated by the way of that fire. This is the book of Malachi 4:1. It says, "For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven." Right, and we're approaching that time. And this is the end of America we're reading about. It says, "And all that proud, yea, and all that deal wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that the cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch." Right, so the Lord is ultimately going to eradicate this place by the way of those thermonuclear missiles. Like I just read from my Bible, from the Word, Genesis 6, how the Lord basically only saved 8 souls, and how the Lord destroyed the rest of these people with water. But this time the Lord is going to destroy these people with fire. Not everybody is going to die, but a lot of people is going to perish. Going into the second death. It says, said the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. Right, because as it says in Revelations, I believe it's in 17 or 18, how it talks about the Lord is going to destroy this place in 1 hour. It's going to take the Lord only 1 hour, to destroy this place. This is the book of Isaiah 66:15. It says, "For behold, the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire." Right, so the Lord is coming back with fire, and that ultimate fire is those thermonuclear missiles. The Lord's chariots is going to do damage, but the ultimate, that ultimate destroying wind is talking about those missiles, which is the fire that's to come upon this place, And this is all designed by Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because it talks about how the Lord, makes the smith, that bloweth the coals, loosely paraphrasing. So the Lord put it in the scientists' minds to create a weapon of destruction. As they say, a weapon of mass destruction. So the Lord has been building up, for this for this destruction for a long time. Going back to the atomic bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. On those Ammonites. So the Lord has constantly, put into these scientists' minds to produce a weapon that's capable of dissolving this place, a weapon that's capable, of that great fire, which is those missiles. This is the book of Zechariah 14:12. It says, "And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem." It says, "Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth." Right. Everybody that fought against Jerusalem, even you 2/3 that fought against the men of the Lord, you're going to be placed in that too. These other nations, starting with Esau, Edom, and you 2/3, you're going to feel that fire. You know, the Lord is going to make sure you're going to feel that fire. And the Lord is the master of time perception. So, as you know, as long as the Lord wants you in that fire, you're going to be in that fire. You know, the Lord is going to show no mercy to you people. You know, the Lord is going to make sure you suffer. Keep your spirit in that fire. You know, I'm going to close out with this one. It says, let me see. This is the book of Revelations 20 and 14. It says, and death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. Right. So we're looking at the aftermath of America. Once these missiles hit this place, America will look like a literal lake of fire, you know? And this is the second death. Like what I read back in Genesis, the 6th chapter, going into the flood. This is the second death. What is the second death? The second death is talking about, you know, those thermonuclear missiles, that fire, you know? And at the, you know, America's aftermath, Babylon the Great's aftermath is going to be a whole lake, like a big lake of fire, you know? Verse 15, it says, and whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. Right. Whose, you know, names are found written in the book of life? The elect. You know, if you're not part of the elect, you know, you're gonna be in this lake of fire. You know, and we just went over it. The lake of fire is the second death. The second death is those thermonuclear missiles. You know, the first time, you know, the first death, you know, it went out by water. The second death is going to go out by fire. A lot of these people is going to be destroyed by fire, you know, the second go around, you know. And if you're not a part of the elect, you're going to feel that fire. So with that being said, I hope it was edifying. I want to end up by giving all praise and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Rakakodash, the one to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone, taught us the truth, and salutations to the hopefully elect that's around the four corners of the globe. You know, Lord willing, I hope this was edifying, and until the next time, Wa Ababa.